Welcome, creative, infinite beings. I am here today to express the feelings, the emotions, the energy that comes up, and to use our emotional intelligence, to use our infinite way of being, to not be limited by our emotions, and to radically self accept whatever emotion comes up, and not to look at it in a good or bad way, but to see life through a different lens in a non-dualistic way. This is getting comfortable with knowing that being a human, we have a full, wide range of emotions, and no emotions are labeled good or bad. There is no such thing as a right or wrong, good or bad emotion. It is simply just energy in motion. And there is no need to shame oneself about what emotions are coming through for you. If you think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't be feeling jealous, or I shouldn't be taking this personal, I'm on a spiritual path, what's wrong with me, I'm not enough. If we say these things to ourselves, then we truly start to believe it. But what we're really missing is understanding why this energy is coming up to begin with. What lesson is this trying to teach me? And we forget to have this radical self-acceptance that we are human and we're experiencing emotions. And that this emotion that I'm feeling right now, there is nothing wrong with it. I am not broken. I'm just here to experience with it. And when we accept how we're feeling, we don't have to accept in the way where, oh, I'm feeling angry, I'm just an angry person, I'll always be like that. No, that's not the type of accept that I'm talking about. I'm talking about accepting that you're like that for right now, and this is all temporary. All feelings and emotions are temporary, and they shall pass. But what you're accepting is that I am this way right now. However, I have the power to transform this energy that is temporary and constantly changing within me. We don't have to celebrate when we feel upset, depressed, angry, aggravated, whatever, but we must know that all of these emotions are a part of our life. So spirituality, one way it is for me, is to observe our emotions, not let them get to us, not let them ruin our day or drag us down, but simply observe our emotions rather than judge our emotions. Judging is what I said earlier, thinking, oh, I'm broken, oh, I'm not enough, kind of being in that victim mentality. But when we start to observe our emotions, we get that curiosity again. We get that itch to grow and evolve as a human being and not be ruled by our emotions, but rather than having emotional intelligence over these emotions. And there is no point ignoring your feelings, shutting them out, numbing your feelings out, running away from them, and chasing temporary happiness. It is wonderful when these feelings show up because we truly can work on ourselves in that moment. Do not sweep these feelings that you shame underneath the rug. Bring these feelings to the surface and really examine the root. Is this childhood trauma? Is this jealousy issues? Is this from my past experiences? Where is this coming from? And knowing that you are not the mind, you are not the body, you are not the emotion. It is passing through as a traveler. These emotions are not outside of us. And sure, something outside of you may trigger you, like a word, a sign, a sound. But truly, anger doesn't come to you. It is within you. These emotions already live within you, but they're being brought up to the surface. So really there is no escaping or no avoiding. It is going to come up over and over again until we learn how to deal with our emotions. It somewhat feels like quicksand. Apparently with quicksand, as soon as you step into this, and I'm going to give an example, as soon as we step into this embodiment of an emotion, anger, jealousy, pain, hurt, we're stepping into the quicksand. But if we fight with it and struggle and move around, yell, scream, punch, move, wiggle super fast, and we're being so compulsive with this emotion, and it's so crazy, then we're only going to sink deeper and deeper. We get stuck in our emotions like quicksand. The more faster you move, the more quicker it's going to sink you. But with quicksand, you slowly make moves. Precautiously, I'm feeling this way. I know I'm about to burst, but I'm slowly going to make actions and be intelligent with these emotions. Maybe I can start to reach my arm up, grab a stick, get myself out, slow my breath down, calm down, and get grounded before I wiggle, jerk, punch, kick, scream. And then we are able to get ourselves out of this muck instead of not experiencing it all, because sometimes it comes up and there's nothing we can do about it besides deal with it or sink in it. Even if I'm spiritual, even if I'm a yoga teacher, it's okay that these feelings are still coming up. I can hold space for myself and not judge myself that I'm still very much working on myself. So no matter where we are at in our lives, if we're not willing to accept, if we're not willing to examine it and work through it, then we will never heal from anger, jealousy, insecurities, if we're not even willing to examine it. We need to get to that place within us where we can deal with ourselves and our emotions by accepting ourselves and where we are at fully. I used to spend most of my life in avoidance of negative energy, in avoidance of friction, conflicts, confrontation, avoiding looking at my shadows, and this does not help me. This is only temporary. We must look at these parts of us that trigger us, that bring up insecurities or doubt, and not reject them or numb them away or run away and escape. This is valuable information that I must bring up. Over long term in life, this only brings up more stress repeatedly. It takes so much more energy to try to avoid feelings, try to avoid your shadows, try to act like it's not there. It's so much more stressful over time, and it takes less energy to actually fully accept where you are at right now and just do the best you can every day. Don't try, just do. Do the work before you get tired. And in order to deal with our emotions, we must accept what we feel and how we show up in this world. So when you start to become more mindful of the way you show up in this world, it doesn't mean that you don't get upset anymore or feel anything anymore or unbothered. It just means that you know how to deal with any situation, any trigger more consciously. We must remember that no matter how high we get on the spiritual path, we are still having a human experience, and what it means to be a human is to experience these wide range of emotions. But when we remove this whole layer of shame and guilt and like, oh, I shouldn't feel this, then it's easier to really work through and understand and grow with this energy. So my reminder to all of y'all creative infinite beings out there is that get comfortable being uncomfortable. Life does not have to look like getting stuck in your emotions, getting stuck in the muck, spiraling downwards, going everywhere, being compulsive. You don't have to always have the same story every time something unpleasant happens. There is a whole evolution, a whole nother way of being conscious that involves moving through, growing through the uncomfortable times. Some people seek for discomfort that are on the spiritual path, seeking to deepen their self-discipline by fasting for days, by meditating, by being super strict with something so they can face their uncomfortability and move through it and know how to breathe and add ease into their life and be that own support system. And that's what really helps me through tough times, is being my own support system, being my own soother, my own mother, my own nurturer in that moment when I feel uncomfortable. I can't expect a lover or a best friend to always be there for me. I have to be there for myself during these difficult times. I am my own safe container. Peace comes from within me. I am in control of the body. I am in control of the mind. I can choose to take a deep breath right now in this difficult time. I can choose to ground my feet on the earth when I feel anxiety and know that the Mother Earth is providing everything that I need. I can tell my mind when it is running 1,000,000 miles per hour that actually in this moment I am okay. I am healthy. Nothing crazy is happening. I don't need to make this dramatic. I can tell my mind, hey, it's okay. Tell the mind, I am okay. I can get through this. I can deal with this. Instead of believing everything that the mind says, instead of panicking when your body shakes or your throat tightens, don't embody what the body and the mind wants you to feel. You choose how you want to feel. So again, practicing step by step, day by day, moment to moment. Learn how to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Learn how to soothe yourself, to mother yourself, to breathe during the uncomfortable times. And I promise you, the more you consciously practice this, the less anxiety will come up. The less really, really challenging, almost unbearable, dramatic energy will be in your life. I care for you so deeply from the top and bottom of my heart. I always send you so much love and life experience. I hope that my life experiences and my difficult times and the growth that I've been through in these last few years of practicing meditation, yoga, mindfulness will come up to your life and you can start practicing these and developing your emotional intelligence. Much love always. Namaste.